Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Art Boss Lead Generation Masterclass. Hanging out here today inside of my bedroom because the rest of the house is being consumed by the rest of the family during the summertime. So not in my usual studio space, but that's okay. I have the door closed. We are in it to win it, and we are going to be talking about finding our dreamy new clients right here in the online market. You guys, as you're signing in, let us know that you're here. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up, a like, a heart. Just say hello because it is Wednesday and we're going to do some heavy duty training. You're going to walk away today with content that's going to allow for you to take the next steps in your business. So, welcome to the Art Boss Masterclass. We're focusing on lead generation. For those of you who may be one of the first times you're here, you guys, my name is Rena Uha. I am an artist and I am an online business owner, and I'm also a business coach. I support and I help artists who are struggling to create that consistent monthly income in their businesses, and they're looking for the solutions that allow for them to live what we call the artist life, that allows for them to be able to live the dream, what allows for them to bring in financial security because they have an amazing product so that they can live a life of financial freedom and have the rewards that they deserve for all the hard work that they're putting into their artwork. I serve the artist who want to take actions. They want to stop stressing out over being in their social media, hearing the crickets and not getting the results that they want. They also want to walk away from being chained to their computers, doing all this sales and marketing stuff that's just eating up their time and they're not getting the traction that they want. When we work together for a long time before you get to a masterclass. You've either attended a boot camp or a masterclass or both, where I showed you the full entire system that we use, not only to find leads, but to also walk those dreamy clients down the path to the sale so that when you're making your offers, you're closing those sales. And then a lot of you are working in our VIP experience where you get the upgrades for the signature offer as well as the featured artist program. And now today we're going to be digging into lead generation. We're going to be talking about those systems, strategies, and tools that allow for you to pull and pluck out your dreamy new clients out of the online market. Okay. For today only, for those of you who are joining today, whether you're joining live or you're joining in replay, I'm going to be offering to you guys to work with us for 2 weeks for free inside of the Champagne Room. Okay. So if you're like, yeah, totally would love that, just put in hashtag 2 weeks so that I know that you're interested in working with us for 2 weeks for free inside of that Champagne Room. I'm going to give you all the details at the end. Okay. That's what we're going to be giving away to the folks who join us today. So super excited to be able to do that with you guys. Because we're going to walk you through all of the reasons why you need to be starting right here with lead generation. And I'm even going to show you how you do it. Okay. We're going to talk through the systems, the tools, and the strategies. Because did you know, that most business owners miss the first 3 yeses that our dreamy future clients give us? We may have just missed it, or we may be ignoring it, or we may not even be aware that people are saying, hey, I'm interested. If you don't have the systems, and really more importantly, we're really going to be digging into the tools. If you don't have the tools that allow for you to see when your clients are saying yes, it could be that one shift that you need in your business that allows for you to be on that simplest and fastest path to a 6-figure art income. Okay. This just means that you're missing sales, and some really simple changes are going to allow for you to get the results that you want. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me just get a drink of water here. Super exciting stuff here. You can already tell I'm like, super exciting. Okay. Here's the thing about the online market. Okay. The online market is huge. The online market is amazing. The online market, our clients are sitting there. We don't even have to pay for our leads. They're just sitting there. There's no cost to entry inside of the online market. We're going to talk more about that, unpack that later compared to other selling systems where you have high cost to entry into the marketplace. But the online market is becoming more sophisticated. And the longer you wait and you're like, I'm just going to wait for everybody else to figure it out. And then I'm just going to kind of hop on board. The harder it's going to get. Okay. Just like any free market enterprise system, when you enter into the market, when it's new, it's the cost to entry is much lower. We're already starting to see it. We're starting to see the fact that like 4 years ago, I think we forget this, guys. Like, who has been selling online for 4 years and can remember back in 2020? Just say me in the comments. Just go me. I was here in 2020 working inside of the online market. Back in 2020, when COVID first hit and we had a huge shift in the online market, I think we forget how new all of this small business owners having access to the big online market and having big success here is new. Before 2020, before COVID, it was Amazon that was really pacing and carving the way. Big business was carving the way for the online market. At that time, my husband was actually working for Walmart, as well as during that time period, he moved over to Amazon. And what I got to see firsthand, he's an online analyst. And what I got to see firsthand is even companies like Walmart were struggling to figure out, how do we compete with Amazon and sell our products online? And then COVID hit. People weren't leaving their houses, and the market, that online market, shifts really fast. For artists who are working here in the online market, many of them report their best selling years were in 2020, when all of the galleries closed down, all the shows closed down, and they shifted really fast into the online market. You just had to do a pop-up show. You just had to like pop up an event and show up and close 20K in a weekend. The market has become more sophisticated. Just the sheer volume of leads that are here, we need to have the tools that allow for us to be able to manage the number of leads and do it in a way that here's the good news. It's still so affordable. The math works for artists in our industry. We're not in a saturated market yet. Okay, we're not. And all of this makes it easier for us to actually be successful here. You wait a couple more years, we fast forward 4 years, big business is going to come back in. If you haven't figured out this yet, it's going to get to a place where it's not even possible to be able to do this. Just like if you were trying to sell your artwork in downtown New York City and pay rent in a high rent district so that you could get enough people coming through your gallery, you couldn't afford rent. Okay, so I want you to recognize we don't have a lot of time before the market is going to shift, and you're going to need these tools. There's no way around it. You're going to need the tools, and the price and the learning curve is going to get much bigger. Okay, so if you're not acting now, you may be missing out on the opportunity to get this all figured out and beat your competition to market. Okay, so do this while it's affordable. Okay, this is super affordable. We want you to have the systems and the tools and the strategies that allow for you to be on that simplest and fastest path to a six-figure art income. Okay, let's do this. Let's just put that in the comments. Just say it. Let's do this. Okay, so yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Let me make sure everything is working. Okay, great. I'm just checking to make sure all my tech is working. All right. So I'm going to say something. I've said it before. It's probably not the first time you've heard me say this, but I'm going to say something that might not be super popular, but this question is really designed to help you assess whether you're on the right path. Okay. So I'm going to ask this. Do you want to have an art? Do you want your art to be a business, or do you want your art to be a hobby? Okay. And here's the perfect thing about this. Okay. All you need to say if you want your art to be a business is you have to say, yes, I would like for my artwork to bring in income. I would like for my artwork to be able to be the path to financial freedom. It doesn't matter if your art is currently bringing in an income. You just want to have a business that brings in income. Or you can make this decision, and this is a really important decision. You can say, I really just want my artwork to be a hobby. I want it to be something that fulfills me, and the thought of actually creating a business is not worth the income that I could make, okay? I'm going to say it right now. I know you've heard me say this before. Do you have an expensive hobby or do you have a business? Then I'm going to tell you right now, I have an expensive hobby. I have an expensive hobby that is called golf. Okay. Yes, I'm actually good enough that I could have monetized it. I could have gone out there and I could have been a golf coach, especially 20 years ago when I was playing all the time. There weren't very many women in the marketplace who were teaching other women how to play golf. But it was really easy for me to see that for golf, it was something that I needed to do because I enjoyed doing it. It was relaxing for me. It was something that I didn't want to get caught up in and have to like actually monetize it. So having art as a hobby is a great thing. And if it makes you happy and that's what you want, what I can do right now is save you this hour of time listening to how we're going to set up a business. Okay. So the reason I'm saying this is I work with so many business owners and so many artists who come to me and say, what do I need to do next? And when I talk to them, they're like, well, I'm just a hobby. So I don't really want to do anything. You guys, if you want this as a hobby, claim it as a win and start walking down that path. But don't grab a call with me just to tell me that you want to have a hobby when the reality is we're here finding leads so that you can close sales. So you guys love this. If you're a hobbyist, you can hang out, right? This is going to be about an hour's worth of training that's going to allow for you to see the exact steps that you need in order to find your dreamy new clients so that you can walk them down the path to the sale. Okay. So period. Okay. Just make a decision. Okay. But if you're choosing to make this a business, whether you have income or not yet, I want you to think about your leads. I want you to think about what if you never again had to worry about where your next sale was coming from? What if you never had to like go, okay, great, I want to make money, but I have no idea who my next client is? What if you had the systems? And today, really, we're going to talk about those tools that allows for you to get one of, I think, the most exhausting tasks off of your plate. For me, in my business, when I was able to take off my lead generation and put it on full automation, it gave me back hundreds of hours a month that allowed for me to then just spend just a couple hours working with the people who were getting ready to purchase because I had the tools that showed me exactly who is getting ready to purchase. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then my friend, you're in exactly the right place. Okay. This is, you're in the right place. Okay. So I'm looking at my notes here and I'm like, we're going to jump on into the slides because this is about getting results today. This is about showing you exactly what you need to do and so I'm just going to go ahead and add this to the slide. Okay. Since I have to blur out my background today, I'm going to make this bigger for a couple minutes until it's time for us to chat again. Okay. So let me just go ahead and make this bigger. Okay. So step one in our businesses, we need to be finding leads. Here's the facts. Okay. If you don't have new leads lined up, you'll never close new sales, period. And this is beautiful news as well for us. We have such a beautiful, amazing product. Our artwork stops the scroll that it literally just takes one image. We just need to have one picture of our artwork that will generate thousands of art leads that will stop the scroll and help us identify exactly who is getting ready to purchase. So what I'm going to ask for you to do now, okay? I know you have this. What is the one image? What is the one piece of artwork that every time you show it to someone, every time you take it to a show, every time you put it in a gallery, every time you post it on your social media, whether you put it in Instagram or whether you put it in Facebook, whether you put it in LinkedIn, whether you put it in YouTube, you always get comments. I want you to post it in the comments. I want you to just show us your artwork. Go ahead and just post it inside of the comments. What is that one piece of artwork that you know is stunning? Because you know why? Not only you know it's an amazing piece of artwork, but because other people are telling you as well. We're going to start right here. We're going to be taking action. I'm going to ask you guys to do some action so that you can actually start taking back control of your lead generation. I want you to pick that one image. Many of you have probably hundreds of images that stop the scrolls. but there's one that's your personal favorite. That's exactly where we're going to start. Okay. So when we have that one image, it literally has the power of being able to give us thousands of art leads every month, every single month. This isn't just like 1,000 leads for the life of our business. I'm talking every single month. Okay. You are in the right place today. Let's just kind of talk about making sure you're in the right place. You're in the right place if you want to take action. Like if you're posting pictures of your artwork right now, you're in the place where you're going to thrive. Okay. You're in the right place if you know that your art is important and people tell you all the time that they love your work. Okay. They love your art. It stops the scroll. Okay. But you can't figure out how to actually get those people to buy. Okay. You're in the right place if you want to sell more to your family and friends. Actually, you want to create a whole collector base so that you can fire up a sale and close sales to those people who love your artwork because they've already purchased pieces of artwork. You're in the right place if your website or your current galleries or those art shows, I've seen it. You guys are out there doing the work. You're doing such hard work. I see those packed cars full of your grid wall and full of your artwork. I see those posts you put out there of your booths sitting in the middle of fields or sitting inside of like Laguna Art Fair or the Kansas City art fairs and all those beautiful art fairs that are out there. You're doing the work. Okay. I see the competitions that you're winning. You're posting, I won this competition. You're doing all the work and you're in all the right places, but you're not able to put the sold sign on those paintings. Okay. So your shows, your galleries, although they're getting you exposure, they're not closing sales. You seem to be doing more and more work this year, doing more and more shows, engaging and getting more and more compliments and more accolades from all of the galleries and shows and winning competition, but you're not getting the list of people who want to purchase your art. And you're in the right place if you want to get off of the emotional roller coaster of putting your artwork out there all the time, posting your picture and price just to hear crickets, or even worse yet, have to listen to the freebie seekers who are telling you that your price is too high. Okay? You're not in the right place. I want to save you the hour that's coming. Okay. You're not in the right place. If you're looking for, I'm going to look at, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and look at you. If you're looking for an artist to show you exactly how to paint so that they can then show you exactly how to sell a painting that looks just like theirs. Okay. Not in the right place. We are about helping you build business systems that you can apply and that you can refine for your own businesses. You're also not in the right place if you're looking for like a no-touch sales system. If you're looking for a system to sell, $10, $100 pieces of artwork, you're actually not interested in selling your original artwork that is worth thousands of dollars, okay? Or if you would prefer just to sell stickers and merch, you're not in the right place. I just want to give you the heads up on that, okay? You're not in the right place if you're just looking for a few tips and tricks today. This is about results. Okay, we're going to be giving you results. You're not in the right place if you're not a serious artist, that if you're really just like, hey, it'd be nice to make a couple bucks and I'm just going to show up as a hobby artist who's trying to make a few bucks and get someone to pay me. You're not in the right place. You're also not in the right place if you're going to be upset that when you start to realize that building a six-figure art business takes time and investment, and it's going to take more than the hour that we have today. Okay, so here's the facts. Here's the facts. Believing that you shouldn't invest in your art business sales system until you're making money is like a new artist coming to you and saying, I will never buy a paintbrush. I will never buy paint. I will never buy clay. I will never buy anything to create artwork until I have enough art to hang in a gallery. It's just not possible. If you're not willing to invest in the tools and the systems that you need to create artwork, if you're like, yeah, I want a full gallery, I won't start painting until I have a full gallery worth of artwork. It's the same thing as saying, I'm not going to invest in my sales system until I'm making money. Okay. So we have to reframe this and we have to actually be working on the systems and tools that allow for us to get what we want. So are you guys ready? Are you ready to do this? Are you ready to start getting those results? I'm like popping in here, making sure everything is working. Okay. Okay, I see some people saying, I can't upload my photos. That's okay. What I want you to do is go into the Facebook group later and post some photos. Okay. I want to see your artwork. I want to see what you're using to stop the scroll. Okay. So I'm just checking in. But are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and do this. I mean, if you're ready to do it, let's do it. Okay. During the Art Boss Challenge, and I'm going to go ahead and pull these slides back up. During the Art Boss Challenge, we reviewed the six-figure business system that we use to close sales. You've been invited to this masterclass because you've seen the whole entire formula. This isn't the first time you've seen the slide. We use it all the time. This is the Art Boss formula, the formula we use to build your business systems. It comes down to this. I'm just going to review it really quickly. You have to have a container where you put your leads. You have to have a strategy for collecting leads. When you get your leads, you have to start talking to them and connecting with them and communicating the value of your product. And then we have to close those leads. This is a system that has momentum to it. Once we build this system and we keep putting the leads in and we keep connecting with all the leads we have and we keep closing and making offers, we have the ability to start automating the system. And that's the beauty to the Art Boss formula. Today, we're just going to be talking about the first two components. So during the Art Boss Challenge, we spent almost a whole week together talking about this whole entire formula for closing sales. Today, we're just focusing on the lead generation portion of our formula. We're going to be talking about building that container. Where are we going to put all our beautiful leads? And we're going to be talking about the process of collecting our dreamy future clients. This is the promise that I have for you today. This is my promise for you, okay? I am going to deliver as much value as humanly possible in the next hour. Nothing that I'm sharing is based just on theory. What I'm sharing has been tested and proven to work, and you're going to meet the art bosses who are finding leads for pennies and then walking them down the path to the sale. This framework works to sell any product out there, and I'm going to show you how to use it to sell your artwork. Our industry is unique. Being artists, we have unique problems and we have unique advantages in the marketplace. I'm going to show you how to avoid the pitfalls and to maximize the advantages that we have here. What I'm going to ask in return is that you give yourself permission to watch and rewatch this training multiple times if you need to. I'm going to walk you through the mistakes that I watch artists make in their lead generation. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to be doing step by step to start collecting the names of the people who are visually dining on your artwork. And I'm going to provide you the tools and systems that you need in order to get this done. If you stay to the end, let's pop right through here, okay? Stay to the end. You're going to be able to work with Team Art Boss for 2 weeks for free inside of the champagne room. All you need to do is just type in like hashtag 2 weeks so that I know that you're interested. Because here's the big fact. Your dreamy new client has said yes to you at least 3 times before you noticed, okay? And are you missing those first 3 times? You think you're missing those first 3 times? Just go ahead and say, yeah, I'm missing them. Okay. I have no idea that my clients are saying yes 3 times before I've even noticed. If you're missing, it's okay. We can fix this. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can fix it. Okay. So my name is Rena Uha. Just want to talk a little bit about like why I do what I do. I'm going to let you know that when you're not finding me helping artists build their business systems, you're probably going to find me out at a plein air like event with all of my friends. Okay. I love plein air. It's one of my new obsessions. And I love being able just to like paint landscapes and kind of hang out with my friends on a beautiful day in Washington, D.C. I love being able to hang out at George Washington's old houses and paint his houses in the Potomac. Like just love it. Okay. Love looking over into Maryland and painting what's over there. Okay. in September, I'm super excited because I'm going to go to coastal Maine, Rockland. For those of you who might be in that area, I'm going to be in Rockland for a 1 week plein air event. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. But you're also going to find me. Here's where else you're going to find me. I'm like visiting my parents in Cincinnati or my children who live in Dallas and in Fayetteville. I love traveling. And you're going to also notice that you're going to find me a lot in Belize. And my husband was born there, and we're at Belize several times a year. So that's my thing. Like, that's my cup of joe. That's what I love. And I love the fact that I can run an art business, get inspiration from around the world, and be able to consistently find my leads while I'm traveling, while I'm at the airport, while I'm hanging out, whether it's a work K, I call them work Ks, or vacays where I'm fully like out of touch. And my lead generation system is always running. Why do I do this? Why do I do all this? Why do I work with artists? Why do I love being an artist and also showing my competition how to actually do this? Here's why. I know about myself. I have a right left brain balance. I've worked in art licensing for 3 years solid, had to produce like 10 to 50 pieces of artwork a week for art licensing agents in order to meet their needs. And that's all I did. And I burned out. And I also worked in clinical trials and worked in selling large ticket for large companies. And because I was using then the more analytical side of my brain, I burned out. The only time that I find the peace and the calm and the joy in my life is when I have the ability to work both sides of my business or my brain, right? And have a business that allows for me to be creative as well as also problem oriented and solution oriented. Okay. So it's a very unique skill set that I have. Like, I kind of started out in my early career in graphic design. I got a BA in marketing and then went on to get an MBA in marketing. And when I was out in the workforce, I sold for multiple different companies from International Paper. I used to sell truckloads of paper for back in the day for like annual reports and things like that. I also worked for one of the largest web press printers in the world right here in Washington, D.C. I worked for clinical trial firms, and I kind of ended my corporate career more in concept testing for CPG, for consumer packaging good companies. Okay, so that's kind of where, so I did all kinds of stuff like questionnaire development, all that kind of stuff. But then I took a decade off to raise some kids. Okay, so when I went back, it was time to go back into the corporate world. I really quickly was like, I don't want to go to the corporate world and start at the bottom of the rung. So I started looking at art. I was like, how hard could it be? I sold truckloads of paper. I sold $1 million products. How hard could it be to sell my artwork right here? Like, working with galleries and working with shows and working with art licensing agents, business to business. I had lots of practice on that. I'm going to tell you, it's super hard. Okay, it's super hard. And in 2020, when COVID shut down all of my income streams, it shut down everything from my art licensing agents who said, don't send any more artwork. I don't know when we're going to ever be back in TJ Maxx again. It's probably going to be a year. Then I got the emails from my shows that I had set up through the year. Due to unfortunate experience or events, we don't know if we're going to be able to open up our shows. So we're shutting them all down. In the very same week, I also got calls from my gallery saying, bring a mask, bring gloves, and pick up your shit. Okay. It was a horrible week. It was March 2020 when all of that started happening. And I shifted really quickly, looking at the only thing that was left was the online market. And I'm going to tell you that I was able to sell 20K in one weekend, being able to just leverage the power of the online market. And because I was able to do that, I was like, this is so much easier than dealing with all these other income streams and waiting for other people to do the work that I can do myself. So I really quickly looked at the whole entire online market and built a formula that I knew that all artists would be able to use. There's huge benefits when you take back control of your company. Okay. When I moved my business online, I could sell from the comfort of my home, or I could even sell from Belize when I was on vacay. Right? Like, it's all I needed to do was pop up a couple posts showing the pieces of artwork I was creating, and I was closing sales right then and there. I can sell from not only the comfort of my home, but anywhere in the world. I can take vacations without worrying that my business is going to implode because it's already on automation. I don't have to lug stuff around anymore. I think that's one of the biggest benefits. I mean, I've been through the whole gamut of doing art shows, all the way from just having a table to having a grid wall and a tent to having the really expensive $3,000 panels, probably more expensive now, having to lug them all around, the pinched fingers, the back aches, not being able to convince my husband and kids that my art show was more important than what they had to do that weekend. All of that went away because I can just sell from the comfort of my own home. I don't need to wait for a gallery to give me permission to bring my artwork over. I don't need to wait for a show or a competition to say, yeah, you're good enough to sell at our show. I can open up an online selling event anytime I want to because there are no barriers to entry. Okay. And art licensing, oh, good Lord, business to business, the turnover of staff, trying to beg other salespeople just to look at my artwork so that they could show it. Like it was just a nightmare. When I first started the online market, I had maybe 200 emails and I had 0 social media following. Okay. So you don't have to have a lot of following. You don't have to have millions or hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands of leads. You just need like 200 a month in order to close thousands of dollars of sales. It's just like crazy. Okay. So most importantly, okay, I remember telling my husband that I was going to I'm not going back to the corporate world. I'm not going to do it. I'd already been selling artwork for a while. And so he's like, you could see that my artwork I was able to sell, $6,000, $7,000 in a weekend. And then it was $20,000 in a weekend. But I remember saying, I'm not going back to the corporate world, but I need to understand how to get up to speed really fast in the online market. And he said to me, and I was like, and I'm going to invest in this. And he said to me, but you got an MBA. Why do you need to pay someone else to show you how to do this? And I remember really processing through that response. And I said, everything in my life that was important to me, I went to school to learn how to do. I invested at my highest level. I went all in. Why wouldn't I invest in my art business at that same level? My whole life, I always knew that I would go the fastest when I invested in what I wanted. Okay. Why would this be any different? So I went out. I found a creative coach. I found a coach that showed me how to set up an online selling system really quick in the online market and was willing to show me and got me up to speed. Within 3 months, I was closing like my very first virtual selling event, 20K in one weekend. It was crazy. And I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, I could have figured that out on my own, but I guarantee you all those shortcuts and all like just the streamlined strategy allowed for me to do that a whole lot quicker. Probably would have taken me at least 9 months to 15 months in order to get to the same place that I got to in 30 days and was able to outpace and continue to scale. Okay. I remember thinking this is what I remember thinking. I'm going all in on this. There's no halfsies on this. I'm not a hobby artist. I'm not someone who's like, I'm like, all my income streams went to 0 in March of 2020. It was not fun, but I'm like, my goodness, there are options here and I'm going to do this. Okay. So if I had one piece of advice for you guys, find a mentor who's willing to share with you how to do this. And number 2, so important. If you walk away with nothing else today, walk away with this. Treat yourself and treat your art business with the love and respect that it needs to bring in the cash that you want. Love on your business enough so it can love you back. Okay. Invest like you want your business to work for you for the rest of your life. Okay. So this is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Okay. We need to really start unpacking what is going on in the online market. And we need to start talking about how we take billions of leads in the online market and narrow it down to just having the 1 or 2, maybe 5 people that need to purchase every single month. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to pop the slides back up. We're right back here. We're going to cover today the massive mistakes that online businesses make when they move into the online market. I want you to avoid them. Then we're going to talk about the lead generation process, the exact steps of how you find leads in the online market. And we're going to wrap it up with the business assets that are going to get you the results that you want. So this is a visual representation of how we find leads, okay? In the world, there are about 8 billion people. We know that we can't talk to 8 billion people. We can't fly to their homes and show them our artwork. We can't even call them on the phone or really even get to every single person in the world, even in social media. But here's the beauty of social media. Social media is actually the first yes that our future clients give to us. Many business owners say, I don't want to be in social media. I feel like a dancing monkey and I feel like social media, I just show up like a salesy weirdo, and I just everyone complains and there's horrible stuff talking. I'm going to just give you a little bit of a reality check. If your social media feed is filled with negative things, it's because you're clicking on the negative things. If you look at an art boss's feed, their feed is full of things coming from them, coming into their feed from their future clients. It's the positive things, it's the amazing things that are happening in the world. You get to curate your own social media feed inside of your social media platforms. The first yes that your clients are giving you is these are people who are saying, I want to learn more. I want to see new things. I want to be educated. I want to be entertained. And yes, of the 2 billion people, there's a small percentage who want to see your things, but it's still a couple million people, still a couple million people who want to see what you're doing. Okay, so that is the first yes. If you walk away from social media saying, rah, 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 I hate social media, we just need to reframe it for you. And we need to say, oh my gosh, there are all these people out there who are saying yes to me, and I just don't have their names yet. Next step, we have to get our artwork out there. I asked you guys to post inside of the comments, images. It's not working. That's fine. Put it inside of the group. The reason we did this because we need to be using our artwork to stop the scroll. When you put your artwork out into social media, you need to get it in front of, usually, this is just an average number that I watch for art bosses. Okay. And we can do this really cheap. 50,000 to 100,000 people a month. Okay. And they're stopping the scroll. That's about how many people, if you're leveraging the power of the online market, are stopping the scroll. But if you just promote your artwork and get all these people stopping the scroll, but you don't have their name yet, you're missing the most powerful yes. Okay. So the third yes is right here. When people stop the scroll and you make them a beautiful offer that you're going to show them more of your artwork. And they say, yes, tell me more. We only need about 200 people every single month to say, yes, tell me more. And when we run this beautiful funnel system, it's so easy and so affordable to get 200 people to say, yes, show me more. We shouldn't even be selling on the top, anything above this purple, we shouldn't be selling up here. We're simply lead generation, and we can put all that on autopilot. Our sales doesn't start until someone says, tell me more. That's the biggest mistake. We're going to unpack that a little bit more. Biggest mistake that creates so much overwhelm is that people are trying to sell up here to 2 billion people instead of collecting the yeses and selling just to the people who say, tell me more. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's amazing. Okay, this is so easy to fix. You can fix this by simply setting up systems and, guys, the tools. You have to have the tools that allow for you to see who is saying, WHO, who is saying, tell me more. So exciting. Type it in the comments. Who? That's the first thing in lead generation. You need to have a system that is telling you who. If you're just relying on Google to say, oh my gosh, I had 8,000 people visit my website this month, but you don't know who, you don't have any assets. If you go into Facebook and you look in your insights, you're like, oh my gosh, I had 5,000 people view this post, but you don't know who, you don't have any assets. We have to run a system that allows for us and have the tools that we can see who. Okay, so super easy to fix. And by the way, just that quick reminder, we're going to be working with you guys for free for 2 weeks, and that's your choice. 2 weeks is the minimum. If you want to work with us for longer and get this beautiful tool that I'm going to be showing you for free, that's happening. Okay, so make sure that you're letting us know that you're interested in working with us. Team Art Boss is going to show you how to find your dreamy new clients. Okay. Here are our topics for the day. We're going to talk about the massive mistakes to avoid. Then we're going to move into exactly step-by-step the tools that you need to find your art buyer. And then we're going to show you how to build your lead generation machine. Okay. Amazing stuff. Let's talk about the mistakes first. Okay. So if you're out there doing all this work, but you're making some of the key mistakes, let's stop making the mistakes so that the work that we're doing is actually getting us the results that we want. Okay. So I like to call these truth bombs. If you've been around for a while, we talk about the truth bombs that we need to actually need to let them explode in our business so that we actually get the clarity. In order to grow your art business, you have to move from just promoting your artwork into collecting leads. If you're just out there posting your artwork everywhere without a strategy and without the tools that you can see you're just working really hard to serve the freebie seekers. And this is where you're at risk for your free zone to actually cannibalize your sales. Last week, I talked about the free zone and how to make it a profit center. So if you want to grab the free training that's out there, we're going to dig into it even more. So you don't need to watch last week's training. I'm going to actually dig into all of that a little bit more, but just know this isn't the first time that we've talked about making sure your free zone isn't cannibalizing your sales. Okay. So we have to move from promoting our artwork to where we're actually collecting leads. So here's the first massive mistake. Okay. Most business owners ignore or miss, okay, some of us are just missing it, the first times that their future clients say yes. Okay. What does this mean? We're letting our dreamy future clients visually dine on our artwork for free. It's kind of what it looks like. We're posting all the time. This is what I hear our business owners say. I'm posting all the time. I'm posting everywhere, pictures and price, but no one's buying. And I'm like, okay, well, can you see who they are? And it's like, no, I don't have any idea. I like to call that, it's like promotion commotion. Like it's just lots of work and lots of energy, but no focused goals and no call to actions. Okay. You're just getting caught up in the fun of the promotion. There's no call to action, no follow-up, and no tools to see what's going on and who is actually getting ready. Okay. So we're not collecting the yeses. We're just letting everyone visually dine and then leave and go. We're assuming that everybody understands the value of our work and our offer, when if they don't, most people are not even aware of how important our artwork is. And we're not guiding our leads to the next step in our customer journey. Okay. So what's the cost of letting this happen? Why do we have to change this? If we continue just to let our beautiful future clients visually dine on our artwork for free, okay, it feels good. Like getting the accolades feels good, right? Getting the little thumbs up and the hearts and the like. There's just lots of positive energy to that. But if we think that promoting is the same as selling, because sometimes, every once in a while, it just actually happens that that's all you need to do, you're going to fall into a big, big pitfall. We're so busy posting, we feel like we're being productive, but we're really not productive in a way that gets us results. So the cost of letting this happen, for those of us who have amazing artwork and we get lots of engagement, we feel really productive, but yet our bank accounts aren't matching how much conversations we're having with people, because we're not actually able to collect those leads. Okay. So the cost of continuing to let this happen, okay? We can't confuse promotion with this as being selling, okay? It's actually not even marketing hardly. It's the pre-step before marketing. When we continue to do this, we're just waiting for that next low-hanging fruit. Let's kind of talk about that. Just waiting for the next low-hanging fruit. And there's lots of low-hanging fruit out there. And sometimes when you just post, you get a good hit. Someone buys your artwork. But if you're only going to run a system where you're looking for low-hanging fruit, it's a very expensive system to run. And here's the second reason why you don't want to run a system where you're just waiting, you're promoting and waiting for someone to pursue you. Like, who doesn't love to be pursued? Love to be pursued. The reality is, if you're waiting to be pursued, you're actually setting yourself up to be scammed. Okay. All the I got scammed. Oh, there's so many scams out there. Oh, a friend of mine just got scammed. If you're waiting for people to pursue you and you're waiting for people to notice that you're an artist, you're actually opening up the door to scammers. You need to make sure that you're running a system that allows for you to qualify and disqualify leads so you don't fall into that. Okay. Number 3, when we're just promoting, we end up doing promoting and pouncing. Like, we promote our artwork. Someone says, oh, thumbs up, it's lovely. And we're like, do you want to buy it? Are you sure? It's this price. Okay, well, what do you want to buy it for? We can't promote and pounce because we promote and pounce, we look like salesy weirdos. And that's the big risk to when we are just sitting out there thinking that promoting is selling. Okay. And we have to make the change. Okay. This is why. Let's pop back in here. If you can't see who is visually dining on your artwork, okay, you need to switch this because you need to have a system where your future client feels loved. Okay, so this is the shift that we make in our business. We need to be able to see who is so that we can start having conversations with our future clients and they feel loved, they feel served, and they feel like they're being listened to. Okay. You need to be able to stop blindly talking to the wrong people. We're talking about the freebie seekers, or heaven forbid, the scammers, or even worse, guys, the competition who's out there to try to take away your leads. You also need to change this and you need to start creating a system with the tools so you can stop selling to the top of your funnel and you can build relationship driven conversations that allow for you to close sales. Okay. So, right back on to this one. This slide right here, you need to stop selling to the 2 billion people who are up here in your social media, and you need to start creating relationship driven conversations with the 200 people who said, tell me more. This is Chris. Okay. She shared with us, after setting up my lead generation machine, I ran a simple metaverse ad and I get hundreds of leads a week. Then I started to make the offers to the people who came into my universe and into my email list. As soon as they came into my email list, they got a 3-part email series that allowed for me to start closing sales. So now she knows what her conversion rate is. Okay. And this is the power of the tools. Okay. Let Facebook hear all the no's that you need to hear before you get to your yes. Okay. She doesn't have to worry about all those people who said no to her artwork. She's only talking to the people who said yes. She's stopping the exhaustion and overwhelm of talking to all those people at the top of her funnel that don't even want her artwork anyway. And here's a powerful, with just a few sales from this process that she set up, she's covering the cost of her ads. Super sweet. And she can see exactly who is getting ready to purchase because she has the tools to see who is clicking on the links, who is opening her emails, who is downloading her digital downloads, who is visiting her website. And that is the power of the tools that we can be using. Number 2, truth bomb. If you wait for someone to give you permission to sell your artwork, like a gallery or a show, you're going to miss out on the thousands of art buyers who are ready right now. This is a huge mistake, okay, that a lot of businesses make, especially art businesses. We've been conditioned to trust the system that's been in place for hundreds of years because we didn't have the ability to buy a building in downtown New York City. We had to rely on the galleries and the shows that gave us access to their clients. Okay. Waiting for permission to sell your artwork from a gallery or a show is relying on them to find leads for you. And the leads they find don't always align with your artwork. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay. Here's the reason. The reason we do it is because for hundreds of years, the only way to sell your artwork, really before the online market, before 2020, the only way to really make a huge income is to rely on galleries and shows to pull together the leads for you. Okay. So there's a shift in the marketplace. The fact that brick and mortar, those galleries and those shows are changing, they're being impacted by the online market. And an artist told me just like 2 weeks ago when I grabbed a call with her, she's like, last year I closed 40K in a gallery. I got $40,000, which actually meant her sales were closer to 70 to 80,000 because she was paying a 30 to 50% commission rate there. And she was devastated because her whole income stream shut down and she didn't have access to any of the names of the buyers in the past and she wasn't able to do anything. She was at a gridlock. Okay, here's the thing. She has proof that her artwork is amazing because she sold, well, her commissions were 40,000 and she sold close to 70, 80,000. Okay. We don't have to let other people tell us that we can't do this. And remember this, okay? This is what leads to burnout. If we don't recognize this fact, a gallery, their customer is the art buyer. We are not their customers. We are just their vendors. And when you're aligned with a gallery, it's amazing. When they're finding the leads and their messaging aligns with your product and what you're delivering in the marketplace, it's amazing. You keep those galleries because they're doing the work and the commission you're paying is worth every single penny. But if you're sending your work to a gallery who's not aligned with what your artwork is, it just doesn't work. Okay. And a gallery, I'm going to say this because I'm full support of galleries. Galleries are not obligated to share with you what kind of leads they're bringing in. They're paying for those leads. I know it feels like a relief to have a gallery like sell your artwork for you. And when it's working, it works great when everything aligns. But I'm going to ask you this. Do you need a middleman to sell your artwork? Or can you sell your artwork even better than the middleman? There's burnout that happens in the gallery models. You know, start hearing really what they're saying is your work no longer meets the needs of our clients. But sometimes what you hear them say is your artwork isn't good enough, or that's the story we tell ourselves. You're also going to have to pay commission. I don't know how many shows and how many galleries that when I actually started working with them, they were investing zero in their marketing budget. That meant they were just using my artwork to fill their walls. When I was at shows, I was at the mercy of weather conditions. There's no one could control that. But a rainy day, a windy day, too hot of a day, too cold of a day could totally impact my sales. And there was no way for me to control that. I have the word grid wall, which is the same as lugging art. I don't know how many people have been pinched by grid wall. That hurts. That hurts. There's always limited spots in shows. And if you're getting into shows and you're like, yeah, well, it's not a hard time for me to get into shows. If you're not closing at least $2,000 in a weekend, I'm going to tell you, you can do that in the online market. You can continue to lug your stuff and sit in the middle of the field and sit in the weather. But the limited spots in the good shows, the ones where people close $50,000, $60,000 in a weekend, okay, there's super limited spots. And in the show and gallery markets, and what you're going to be doing is all the leads that come you're going to have to compete with the booths next to you. Okay. So this is why we have to undo this. The cost of letting this happen is simply not taking back control of our lead generation. And we are not limited to the gallery and show models anymore. We can walk away from commissions. We can sell directly to the art buyer, which reduces our competition for a sale. You can choose what you want to sell and create. Who's been told by a gallery you're just not creating the right kind of artwork? You show up for a couple of years, they like your abstract work, and then they're like, oh, everything's representational and we don't need you anymore. You can choose and shift and create whatever you want to. You also are going to reduce your travel time, your booth fees, the expensive display panel systems, the out-of-pocket costs, the backaches from lugging your artwork. This is Kate. Kate does extremely well in the show market. I mean, extremely well. She participates in the big shows, the ones that spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing, and she sells big tickets. She does really well. Now she's like, you know what? I have cut half the shows off of my show docket. The ones that aren't making me at least $30,000, I can set up my online system and make that instead of driving hundreds of miles, lugging my artwork, setting all that up and spending a weekend to have a show that sometimes you just get the wrong spot. You only end up selling a couple reproductions. Okay. So here are the benefits. She's like, when I finally got the systems and tools, okay, number one, she can still collect hundreds of leads at her high selling event. So even though she may only make a couple $1,000s in a weekend, she walks away with 300 or 400 leads that she can follow up and continue to close after that event is over. And she has reduced the number of shows that she goes to. She's keeping the ones that are profitable, but substituting in the times that work for her out of her own home, out of her own studio, right? Because she has the lead she needs to close future sales. Number three, massive mistake. Number three, it really sits inside of a truth bomb. Okay. Your leads are assets. They will make you money. You need to invest in lead generation. So if you're not investing in lead generation, okay, this is usually what happens. Here's the massive mistake that I watch art businesses make. They try to save money by manually finding leads. They're like, I'm not going to run ads. I'm not going to have a system. I'm not going to buy tools. I'm just going to go out there and try to find leads from the 2 billion people who are out there visually dining on my artwork for free. This is what it looks like when we're running a lead generation system. Just the sheer volume, guys, just the sheer volume of leads that are out in the marketplace today, meaning there's 2 billion people who check into social media on a daily basis, just in Facebook alone. Our systems are going to hear a lot of no's before we hear the yes, tell me more. And we can choose to manually hear all these no's before we get to the person who says yes. But what ends up happening when we run a manual system like this is when we finally hear the yes, because we've heard so many no's, we're conditioning ourselves to not be successful. Oh, my artwork really isn't that good. Oh my God. We're literally exhausted and emotionally drained by the time someone says yes. We have no energy and power to actually work with that person and serve that person. Huge mistake to run all of this manually because I'm saving money. You're literally draining your energy and your creative energy, not only in being able to chat with these people. Okay, I'm going to like pop back here. You're also draining the energy when you need to be back in your studio creating. The same creative energy that you use to create your beautiful artwork is being hammered away and chiseled away when you're out there hearing all those no's. You need to have a system that just gives you the yeses, and now you're working with the people who've said, tell me more. Okay, so huge mistake. We have to avoid that. If we don't avoid that, we're really putting ourselves on an emotional roller coaster. Why do we do it? Now I'm going to pop back here. Just going to kind of look at you guys. Why do we do this? I have a theory. On this. If we choose to manually do all this and we're like, I'm going to save money, we are valuing our money more than our time. Okay, so I know this about myself, that I can always make more money, but I can never make more time. It's literally impossible to make more time. So when you can find the tools that allow for you to save your time and start saving money too, the fact that you can run a lead generation system that finds leads for pennies, like is the 4 hours that it takes to find one lead worth 29 cents? Okay. It's not like, is this the 4 hours worth $180? No, we're talking 29 cents. We're talking $1.50 at most. And so I really want you to think about this when you're choosing to do all this manually and try to figure all this out on your own and not use the systems and the tools that are out there available to you. Okay. Because we have to get away from this. Lead generation is an energy and time zapper if you do it manually. You're choosing to stay on the emotional roller coaster of manually finding leads. It's just exhausting. Get off of the roller coaster. That energy you're using to find leads is creating creative blocks. I have a lot of artists here like, oh my gosh, I've got a creative block. I'm like looking at their business and going, well, we can automate all of this, and you just got back 100 hours this month. And do it yourself isn't always more affordable when it comes to tech. And sometimes that's just a live it to learn it type situation. And this is Becky. Becky is an art boss. She's like, through my new online business strategies and tools, this is the first time that I can clearly see that my art sales have the ability for me to walk away from my corporate job. If it wasn't for the Art Boss Business Builder, I wouldn't have sold both commissions and reprints straight out of the gate when she first started working with us. So here are the benefits. Okay. She's using the systems and strategies that let you walk away from all of that manual lead. So she was like, yep, I don't want to do any of that manual lead generation. She started selling immediately because she has the names of the people who are getting ready to pull out their credit card. And she showed up in the marketplace right away like a professional artist who's committed to serving her future clients. Okay. How do we do this? Okay, I'm going to stop here for a second. Okay, I'm going to just pop over here and for a second, how do we do this? How do we avoid all these mistakes? Okay, so I'm going to show you. So where I'm going to show you the lead generation machine. I'm going to start showing you the backside of this tool. I'm going to show you what you're going to be getting inside of the tool so you can make these changes. Is that something you would like to see? Yeah? Just go ahead and say yes in the comments. Say this is something you would like to see, because the mistakes and avoiding the mistakes are super important. Now I'm going to show you how to avoid those mistakes. Okay, cool. Yep. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Jasmine, for saying yes. Right? Because I was like, well, I might be finished. I was kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. All right, let's do it. Let's do this. How do we do this? We use the champagne room. Okay, so, and I'm going to do it this way for a second. I want to be able to see you guys. You know, I'm obsessed. I'm going to let you know that this tool is amazing. It's going to come preloaded with all the Art Boss templates, email templates, the funnels, everything. It is a one-stop tool that's going to allow for you to scale your business. Before I found this tool, this is why I'm so obsessed with it. I was piecemealing tools together. Like I needed a funnel software, $300 a month. I needed a CRM, another $100 a month. I needed an email delivery system, which became more and more expensive the more successful I got. When I actually crossed over 10,000 email addresses, I was being charged for 25,000 email addresses. And it went from like $300 a month for my email delivery to $600 a month. And when I tell you that my tech stack costs were over $1,000 every month, and the more that my business grew and the more money I made in my business, the more money I had to pay to tech tools, was frightening. I was like, I can't get ahead of my tech cost. And you can learn this on your own. You can piecemeal all of this. You can be like, well, I'm in the free zone for MailChimp until you get 1,000 emails. I'm in the free zone until you start to become successful. And then those costs skyrocket on you. Okay. This tool wasn't available when I first started my business in 2020. When I found it, this is why I'm obsessed about it. Okay. So super affordable, like cut my tech stacks by over $1,000 a month. That saved me $12,000 a year. Think about this, guys. And if you don't know how to cover a $300 a month charge, it simply means you don't have enough leads to close so that you can make the money. This is a tool that we use. It's called the Champagne Room. Lots of tools out there. I like this one because it's all in one place. We're going to show you more back at the back side of the Champagne Room, but this is how we do it. We take that one piece of artwork. I wanted to see your artwork. That's why I asked you to post it. These are pictures, images of artwork from art bosses. We take one piece of artwork, we stop the scroll, and I'm looking at this. This is probably 10,000 leads right here in 1 month. 10,000 people who stopped the scroll on this and said, yes, tell me more, and opted in. Okay, that's what it's called, an opt-in. People said, tell me more. I want to see more of your artwork. It's amazing. Yes, I would like to be a part of your world. And if you're missing the first 3 times, right, you're not in social media and you're not getting your artwork out there in front of eyeballs so that you can collect the names, the email addresses, the phone numbers, good Lord, purchase intent data. Okay. If you're not listening to them saying I'm interested, then they'll find someone else who is. They'll find another artist who's like recognizes that that these people are saying yes. Okay. This is what an opt-in looks like. It's kind of like the backside of the Champagne Room. I literally just screenshot it. You just literally go out there and you make a beautiful offer that someone cannot refuse, and they give you their email with their first name, last name, phone number, and email. Okay, you choose your opt-in for. Change it if you want to. You can put register now, or you could put download now, or you can learn more. Like, it's so flexible. Dawn is an art boss. She's like, before she came on board, she's like, I had ClickFunnels, I had ActiveCampaign, I built funnels, and I could never get them to convert. I just couldn't get them to work. And she's like, oh my gosh, just in 1 month working with Team Art Boss, people who their superpowers are building funnels and building ads. She's like, oh God, in 1 month, I got 500 new leads in less than 30 days. And her average cost per lead was right in the 80-cent range. So she wasn't spending a ton of money on her lead generation, and just one sale more than covered, because she has, her product is high ticket. She's like, pays for itself. Number two, there we go, 2. After someone opts in, we need to start collecting what we call purchase intent data. Okay. We need to start seeing who is clicking on buttons. This is let me go back here. Okay. This is the exciting thing about the tools. When you use tools and someone clicks on a button on their computer, if you have this set up right, you can see who is clicking on what buttons. After they've opted in, they're like, you can see who visited the website, who saw what piece of artwork, who opened up an email, right? It's who, the names. And now you can start seeing who's engaging with you. who's clicking on links in your social media. Once we have that data, we now start to see out of just the 200 people, just the handful of people who are actually getting ready to purchase. And if you can't collect the data, you'll never know who's getting ready to purchase. You'll go right back out there promoting your artwork and wondering why it's not nothing is closing. It's as simple and as hard as that. Okay. So we have to collect data, and we call this purchase intent. Okay. You have the ability to turn those looky-loos into leads. You're going to have the ability to someone who's just a looky-loo freebie seeker. Let them go. Let them go. A looky-loo who's actually a potential future customer. We can start now collecting not even more than contact information. We can collect like the additional yeses that happen after tell me more. We can see who's getting ready to purchase. That's the power of the tool. This is a screenshot. It's a card. It's my card. Okay. It's a card. Every single person who's ever clicked on a link, you have a card and you can see what they've engaged in, and you can do filters and queries to see who's getting ready to purchase. That's it. That's the power of this tool. And when you are actually seeing who is getting ready to purchase, it's a whole lot easier to raise your price when you're delivering content that is relationship based, because you're getting to know someone, because you have more information that they've given to you, and you can have more powerful conversations. And this is Camille. She's like, she like just doubled her price from 2,300 to 5,300. And she's like, oh my God, they didn't even blink. Later on, she was like, I wonder how many people I left. Like, I feel like I've been leaving money on the table. And I'm like, yeah, probably. Step number 3. Okay. This is how you collect leads. Okay. And this is how you actually warm up your leads and make sure that all those people are saying, tell me more. You're actually following through and delivering what you promised. So you have to have a system that allows for you to automatically follow up. Within 3 seconds of someone clicking on the tell me more button, you are delivering what they asked for. We increase our chances of sale like tenfold when we start a relationship immediately after, while they still remember who we are, and we start creating the path to the sale and the conversations that we need to. Okay. If you don't deliver on your promise, if you're just out there going, hey, here's this wonderful idea I have, and would you like to learn more, but we never deliver on it, then we lose the momentum, we lose the ability to build trust, and we also lose the ability to close sales. Okay. So you significantly increase your sales by just simply following up immediately after the first contact and continuing to create the engagement that you need in your email and in your social media. If you're not talking to anyone after you collect their names, like, okay, if you're not saying hello, we may have found your problem. This is an example of an email that goes out immediately within 3 seconds. We can set up email sequences that allow for you to connect immediately with your ideal clients so that you start walking them down the path to sale. That's what Chris, way back at the very first Art Boss, she is collecting her leads, and by the 3rd email, they're getting their first offer, and she's closing sales right there, low touch, no touch. And the rest of the people, she's actually also closing high ticket sales. Okay. So it's beautiful. This is Nick. Nick is amazing. I absolutely love Nick. He's like, before he came on board, he's like, this is pre-COVID. Nick's been with us for 4 years. He was like, I was just driving within a 5-hour radius of my house. Okay. And he's like, it was just exhausting. Now he doesn't have to rely on his art shows. He did home shows and galleries. He keeps the ones that are profitable, right? But he's collecting the leads in his social media, and he's building out curated offers that go directly to the people. So he's matching up his offer with the information he knows about them. Okay. With his lead magnet, he's like, I have relationship driven sales conversations with art lovers from the comfort of my own home. He's like, I mean, I love driving, but I didn't want to drive that much. Okay. So when all of this comes together, this is what I want you to know. When all of this comes together, we're going to show you exactly how to build your lead generation machine. Okay. So we want you to have the ability to create your lead generation machine. I'm going to give you a big hint. This is the first time that I'm going to be offering to you guys the opportunity for a do-it-yourself option to build your lead generation. Okay. So we're going to either build it for you and then teach you how to build it. Or if you're like, I just want to do it yourself course, you're going to have the opportunity to purchase a do it yourself course, the course. Okay. So really amazing stuff headed your way. So if you're interested, okay, in avoiding the mistakes and knowing exactly how to create your lead magnet with the tools, we're going to be paying for your tools for 2 weeks at minimum, if not up to a year, totally up to you. Okay. So if you would like the full entire system and for us to pay for it a year, I just need for you to grab a call with me. I'm going to give you the link later. But right now, we're focusing only on lead generation. Okay. You can find hundreds of leads, if not thousands of leads every single month without being chained to your computer. If that's you're like, I just don't want to be chained to my computer. At the Art Boss, Team Art Boss can build this for you. Or if you would just like the course and you just want to build it on your own, you just pay for the tool. Actually, I'm going to give you a $50 discount. You won't even have to pay for the tool. You get all the training for free. Okay. So some really great stuff here. We're going to talk about the done for you product first. I want you to see everything you're getting in the done for you product before we talk about the do it yourself product. Okay. So I want you to see when we just build your lead generation machine for you, you're going to have the opportunity to start walking your clients down the path to the sale and get to an ROI within like 30 to 60 days. Okay. So that's what we want for you. So let's talk about this. The first thing we do is we provide the champagne room for you for free. Okay. If you just want it for free for 2 weeks and you just want to test it out, fine. If you want it for 3 months and us to build it for you, this is the product for you. Okay. So we get you connected to the champagne room. Real quick, the champagne room is not owned by the Art Boss. It's owned by Engineer to Scale. It's the product that we use, but you create your own account, which means in the future, when you're not working with the Art Boss, you keep all that data. Like it's yours. You're buying it. It's your account. Then we work on getting clarity on your offer, making sure the product that you're taking to market is aligned. Okay. We're not going to jump into the details. It's really called your signature offer. For those of you who took me up on the VIP offer, you're getting this training for like $17. Okay. It's a $400 product right there. But if you took me up on the VIP package, you guys, you VIPers, you have access to, it's called the signature offer, where we get clarity on your offer. We can't build out a lead magnet to find people until we make sure that your product's aligned. And then we literally, Team Art Boss, Miss Katie Ford is a funnel master. She sets up your lead generation machine, that sales funnel, including, okay, the funnel, including the email sequence in the pipeline, so you can see exactly who is getting ready to purchase. And we also put on there, we're getting your leads in front of thousands upon thousands of people. We're getting your lead magnet, in front of thousands and thousands of people so that you have eyes on your product, and then you are capturing who's saying yes. Okay. We're going to do all that for you. We're going to help you set up your champagne room. We're going to help you with getting clarity on your offer. We're going to set up your lead generation machine for you, and we're going to get your offers in front of buyers. Okay. This is what it comes down to. That first lead magnet funnel. We're giving you 3 months free inside of the champagne room. We're building your first lead magnet for you. Okay. Usually takes us about 5 days. We're going to talk about when you do it yourself, set aside 3 months to 6 months. Okay. So 5 days. That's what Katie does every day. She loves building funnels. So she's really good at it. She does it really fast. And while we are building your assets, you have full access to the training library and the support so that you can learn how to do it for the future. Okay. For those of you who are like, yeah, it's really great that someone's building it for me, but I really need to know how to do it for the future. We're not an agency. We're not hiding how to use this. We actually want you to know how to build future lead magnets. We're building that first one for you so that you got leads coming in and you can make sales. You don't have to spend 6 months paying for the tool and then not having leads come in. This is about getting to an ROI quicker. This done for you offer also includes your first metaverse ad. Okay. Miss Diana is going to build your first metaverse ad. Okay. And it's a super low cost per lead metaverse ad build. Okay. We're going to guarantee that you're going to get 200 leads in 30 days. Okay. That I can guarantee that because we're building it. We're going to get that for you. Okay. And the Art Boss lead funnels, along with those ads, get cost per lead somewhere between 29 cents and $1.25. Okay. Really, like most people are in the average of right around 80 cents per lead. Okay. So super amazing here. I watch art bosses build their funnels and then also try to learn how to do a Facebook ad, which is a huge skill set. And after they build all of this, they're paying $15 per lead and they can't afford to run the system. They need someone who, what they do all day long is run and manage Facebook ads so that they can get their cost per lead down into the dollar and under. Okay, so your first metaverse ad will be managed by Team Artboss for 30 days. And then after that, every single month you get to meet with Diana in order to see where your ads are, see if there are any modifications, ask questions, anything that you need. Having access to someone like I was at the last meeting and someone was like, there's all these dashboards and I'm not really sure which one I need to be at. We're just like, we're showing you what you need to have. Okay, so it's really amazing. And here's the best part of this offer. Okay, while Team Art Boss is building your business assets, you're working on converting your leads to sales. You're having full access to all the training library in the Art Boss Business Builder. That's a 10K live. It's worth 10K. There's tons of training in there. You're going to have access to all the coaches on the weekly and the monthly basis while you're working with us. You're also going to have access to the CEO meeting, which is the meeting where we open up your business and we start diagnosing the disconnect in what's happening, start making sure that not only are your leads coming in, but how do you start closing them? And then you also have access to the Help Hub and a Slack channel, which is daily access to me and my team for daily questions, okay, during the business week. Okay, so that offer is everything that you need to get your leads up and running, okay, as well as to start walking those clients down the path to the sale. If you're like, hey, what do I do after I get all these leads? This is the offer for you. We're going to work with you for 3 months and we're going to show you how to use your business tools to sell artwork. We're also going to set up those. Okay. So here's what it looks like. Okay. You're getting the champagne room, signature offer, lead generation machine, and the traffic kit, which is your Facebook ad. Everything in that light purple is what we do with you. It's done for you. So like we need, and we're going to be doing it for you and with you so that you can see how it's happening. Everything over here in the white is what allows for you to start working with us to close sales so that you have the right content. You have powerful content that converts inside of your social media and your emails. You're working on the launch kit, how to set up a weekend selling event so that you can close significant. We're talking $10,000, $20,000 in a weekend, and you have access to the full entire team here at Team Art Boss and the CEO Mastermind. Okay, so all of that is because we want you not only to have the systems and the tools, but we want you to get to an ROI faster. So you can see the little return on investment. Your first return on investment is the information and knowledge, happens on day one. You have access to all the training. Your second return on investment happens right here at day 10 when you get 100 to 200 email leads. Leads are assets and they're a return on investment. And the first dollar return on investment starts happening at day 30 because you're starting to walk your dreamy new clients down the path to the sale. And by day 90, you're having that first virtual selling event. We want you to be investing in a system that has the ability to bring a return on investment quickly. Okay. We are providing these first 2 parts of your Art Boss formula. We are building the container and we're finding the leads for you. We're guaranteeing that so that you can work on the rest of the components, connecting with your leads, closing your leads, and automating more of your art business. This is the offer. You're getting the signature offer. You're getting the lead generation machine. It's built for you. The metaverse ads done for you. The Art Boss training portal. You have access to the whole entire thing for the 3 months. You also are getting the 3 months inside of the champagne room paid for. You're also working with our team Art Boss support and the CEO access. Okay, so it's a $24,000 value, but you're not going to have to pay that, right? We're going to be making this offer for $5K. Or you can do 3 payments of $2K. Okay, so this is the done for you product. Okay, for those of you who stayed, we're going to start talking about the discounts and the freebies. Okay, for today only, if you take us up on that done for you offer, you're going to save $1,000. So for today only, you're going to get all of what we just talked about for 4K pay in full or 3 payments of $1,500. Okay, this is the lowest price you're going to see. This is 3 months working with us, getting your ad set up, getting your funnel set up, get what we call your lead generation machine set up. We're going to do that for you, and then you're going to learn how to start closing those sales. Okay, so it's a 3-month access to the Art Boss Business Builder. Here is the link to purchase. Okay, so it is good for just today. Okay, so at midnight, it's going to tick over and then it's going to go back up to the $5,000. It's going to go back up to $5,000 for the rest of the week. Okay, so if you're already in, if you're like, I know I want this, don't wait, save $1,000. I'm going to tell you that $1,000 is going to pay for your ad spend over 2 to 3 months. It's like a deal. Okay, so here it is, renauha.com/lead DFY, done for you. Okay, so there it is. You're interested, go for it. Okay, if you've just been waiting for the right time, this is it. This is the lowest you're going to see it. Okay, so here's what we do with you. Week 1, we're setting up your champagne room with you. Okay, so even though you're going to own your account, you're going to work with Melissa's team, that's exactly what Katie's for. Any questions that you have are making sure that that champagne room, it gets paid for by me and then gets set up by you so that you keep your assets. Okay, there it is, the champagne room. Okay, if anyone needs to see the champagne room before you dig into this, okay, I can send you over a link for you to kind of pop around and check it out. This is the most important slide, the most important information from the champagne room. This is the summary of all the tools that are sitting in there. I want you to know the ones that are the most important, the 3 that we're going to use right away in the first 2 weeks are your CRM and pipeline management. We're going to use the unlimited sales funnels, which is point number 2. And then number 5, email marketing. Those are the 3 most important things. And the longer you stay with us, we'll show you how to use the rest. Okay. But we just want you to get leads so you can make money. All the other things are bells and whistles. So super important to see that. Okay. We're paying for your champagne room for you in this offer. You're going to get 3 months access. Okay. So then what do we do the rest of the time after we set up the champagne room? That very first month, you're going to get clarity on the offer you're taking to market. We're going to find your leads for you. And okay, so we're building your online lead generation machine. And okay, we're also running your first metaverse ad. That's your traffic kit. We build your first traffic campaign in the metaverse so that you have thousands of leads every single month. If you only want a couple hundred, we can do that too. Okay. This is just a snapshot of 30 days working with Art Boss. Is just like a quick snapshot. The lowest cost per lead, the highest cost per lead. I pulled the raw data out of this, and then what the average cost per lead was for these. Okay, so we're looking at on average like 80 cents all the way down, some 50 centers. And just most recently, we've gotten a couple of people who have 29-cent leads. Okay, I want you to look at this and go, this is freaking amazing. In other industries where I'm in masterminds and I'm working with other business owners and they tell me what their cost per lead is, they're usually somewhere in the $5 to $20 range. Those industries are already at a place where the market is starting to lock and block the small business owners. We are still in a market for selling artwork where we can afford to run really beautiful, really simple Facebook metaverse ads that allow for us to find leads for under $1, which means instead of paying $15 per lead and only paying $1, you're like, oh my gosh, 200 leads is $200. Or heck, if you want to spend 3,000, that's fine. But we want you to know that this whole entire system that we're sharing with you, this is what it looks like. Okay, we're going to guarantee this. Okay, this is what I can guarantee it because we're doing the work. Okay, we're going to guarantee 200 plus leads in the first 30 days. Okay, once we have your clarity and your offer, and once we have images of what you're going out with, we can build We can build in 5 to 10 business days everything that you need. Okay. It's all based on making sure that you're giving us your business assets so we can build what you need. Okay. Some artists will give it to us in 1 hour and we're building on that very first day. Sometimes business owners kind of slow down and they're like, it takes us a week to get just a picture of their artwork. We're going to build it as soon as we have pictures of your artwork. Okay. So while we're building all of that, these pink arrows, you're working on refining your message, creating your content. You're working on going to your first virtual selling event, and you're working directly with Team Art Boss to make sure that you're building your business system correctly. Okay. I'm just going to circle this little purple circle here, the CEO package. That is a mastermind. That is a 2-hour meeting with me where you literally bring your business to me. If it's an email sequence you want to go through, if it's like ideas for, like offers you're going to be making, if you want to debrief your last launch, if you want to plan for your next launch, this meeting is a huge one. And we're offering this in the done for you package because this is a full support offer that allows for you to not only find your leads, but start closing sales. Okay. This is Team Art Boss, who you're going to have access to we have weekly meetings and monthly meetings. Okay. And again, for today only, I want you guys to be able to take us up on these offers. You're going to save $1,000 on this done for you package, which means it's $4K pay in full or if you want to do the 3-pay option, it's $1,500. Here it is. I'm going to leave this up for a second. Let's see here. There it is. I'm just going to pull this up. Okay, this is the offer. $4,000 for today only. It will go up to $5,000 at the end of the day. For those of you who are like, just been waiting, this is the time to do it. Okay, go ahead and take us up on that offer. This is Shauna. Okay, this is what she said about the program. She's like, one of the hardest skills in my business was mastering Facebook ads. Oh, believe me, I understand. I love the Art Boss because someone is doing the lead generation for me. Plus, I have access to all the strategy and Facebook ad coaches to show me like how they're doing it all and just make changes and ask questions. Okay, so all right. So perfect. We're going to talk about your options. Okay, so before we do that, the framework is the same. Your choice now is, do you want us to do it for you so you get to an ROI quicker, or would you like to do this yourself? Or you're like, you know what, I just kind of want to do it myself and I want to do it yourself course. Okay, so this is the first time we're making this offer. Okay, and I'm going to be really clear. It is not for everyone. Okay, and I'm going to help you decide if this is the offer for you. Okay. When I watch art bosses who've tried to do it on their own versus just have us do it. Okay. So on the left, you have the done for you option. It typically takes us between usually 5 business days to build your funnel. It takes usually another 3 to 5 days for us to build your Facebook ad. And within the first 30 days of being in here, you're already getting your first return on investment. You have at least 100 leads already. Within the first 30 days, you're at 100 to 200 or more. Okay, so the ability to make money and make money to sell your artwork starts right here at day 30. The do-it-yourself package means you're learning 2 big skill sets, and we're helping you with one of them. You're learning how to build your funnel. You're learning how to build the pipeline, and you're learning how to connect a follow-up system and email. It typically takes right around 90 days or more for a tech-savvy art business owner to build a funnel, especially if you're not familiar with this kind of software. Okay, so but we're going, and I'm going to be telling you what you're getting with that. We're going to be giving you a course to show you step by step, but it still typically takes that long. Then you have to find someone to teach you how to do Facebook ads, or you just kind of shotgun and try to figure it out. When this happens, that's when you get the $15 per lead, and you're like, I can't afford to do this because of the high cost for it. Now, if you're already running ads and you already know your cost per lead is low, this could be a perfect option for you. Okay, so I want you to know there are some artists that the do-it-yourself package is going to be perfect for you. But I want to be really honest, okay? Because typically then it takes a while to get to 100 leads when you're spending so much cost per lead. Okay. So you can be in that 6-month range before you have the ability to have enough leads to actually start closing sales. So you're spending money this whole time, you're just not getting results. Okay. So if you add that up, you end up sometimes spending more than just having someone build it for you. Kind of alluded earlier, sometimes do it yourself when it comes to tech isn't cheaper. Okay. It just takes longer. Okay. So 3-month access. This is what you guys are going to be getting. I want you to see what you're getting if you choose to do the do it yourself. You're going to build your first lead magnet funnel to use in your social media and inside of your ads. You're going to get 90 days free. That's 3 months free inside of the champagne room. Okay, that's $1,000 just in itself. You're going to get the support from the champagne room team. That's Melissa's team. You're going to get our do-it-yourself course. There's an R missing there. A course called the Lead Generation Workshop. It's a training library. You're going to get that. You also are going to get the signature offer as well in that. Okay, so I want you to know that's coming as well. And at the end of 3 months, you're going to get a 60-minute business planning meeting with Team Art Boss, and we're going to review your funnel with you to make sure that you have what you need to move to the next step. Okay, so and also want to let you know if you choose to do the do-it-yourself, we just added in an optional upgrade. So if you wanted to add in a weekly call with our funnel master, Katie Ford, you can do that. Okay, you could do it now. It's a reduced price, or later on, you could also add it on later on if you wanted to. It's a one-time payment. Okay, $9.97. If you want to move forward on this, let me just go ahead and let me give you the link for that. It's not this one. Okay, the do-it-yourself package, you're getting access to the champagne room, the signature offer, and the lead generation machine. You're not going to be getting access to the Facebook ads training or the content creation training, the launch kit, or the CEO. It's a totally do-it-yourself package, no support. Okay, and it is for someone who's tech savvy. Okay, so let me pop it. What am I looking for? This is what I'm looking for. Boop, boop. Okay, here are your two choices, and I'm going to start talking about clarity. If you're trying to decide which one you want, the very top one, renauha.com/lead done for you, DFY, is if you want the support and you want us to build it. If you just want the do-it-yourself package, it's renauha.com/lead DIY, do it yourself. Okay, so those are the two links. I want to help you walk through making this decision because it shouldn't be just based on price. Okay, I know you're like, sometimes you're going to spend all that time building it out and you're going to have spent more money than if you just paid someone to do it for you. So here's the do-it-yourself package. Okay, I'm going to help you walk through this. The do-it-yourself package is for the tech-savvy artist only. We're going to give you the plug-and-play funnels, the plug-and-play emails. We're going to show you how to set up your pipeline. You're going to have access to Melissa's team, okay? And you're going to have I built it out, how to do a full entire first lead magnet funnel. You're going to have all that training in a library. You're going to watch videos. This does not have the support, okay, that you may need to ask questions. If later on you're like, oh, I would love to add on the tech package support, we can add it on later, okay? But I am going to recommend grabbing the discount on the price just to have that access to Katie Ford. Okay, it's $197 for the 3 months. It's just a one-time pay. Okay, so when you do it yourself, you need to answer these questions like, I'm okay with this. Okay, so I'm okay that the do it yourself is the longer path to sales. I want you to also say, I'm okay with watching videos for training and support, sometimes multiple times. And you also have to say this, I'm okay with contacting Team Art Boss to add on some of the live support that I need. Okay. And if you can say yes to those okays and you're like, yeah, I'm okay with that, the do-it-yourself package could be right for you. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. That's it. This is what we want for you. We want for you to have what you need to start closing sales. Okay. So let me see here. Q&A. Let's go ahead and go to a Q&A. Okay. Sorry, I have a little text here. I'm going to trying to get into my Facebook also to see if you guys have questions. What I want you guys to do, I want you to put a Q in front of your question so that I can see when they come in. Okay, I'm going to have to put on my glasses. I knew I would need those. Okay. And I'm going to answer questions. Everything all the way back to the mistakes, the massive mistakes that we don't want you to make, all the way through if you want some more clarification on the champagne room, all the way through if you have questions about how do I know which offer is best for me. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple minutes to go ahead and post those questions. I'm going to go over a Q&A session. So that's what we're going to do next. But just to remind you, you have these choices. And let me just go ahead and put up this one. Okay, so renauha.com/lead DFY is done for you. And if you want to do it yourself, it's DIY. Okay, so it should be a little bit easier to remember. Not sure which option is best for you? Grab a call with me. Okay. We're also going to offer to you guys a 14-day free trial. So whether you come on board and you spend 3 months for it, everybody's getting 14 additional days for free. Okay, so everybody can do this. If you just want 14 days, you're going to need to book a call with me. Okay, because I want to walk you through it. I want you to be the most successful with those 14 days. There's a watch out that I want you to understand that if you activate the trial and you don't let me know you want me to pay for it and you go into her paid system, I can't pull you back out. Okay, so I want you to be really careful with this trial. And if we chat, I'll automatically let them know that you're going straight in and we'll get you going. Okay, so it's not only just 90 days now, it's 104 days that you're getting inside of the champagne room. So that bonus is for everyone, whether you just want to work with us for free for 2 weeks, or you would like to work with us in the champagne for free for 3 months, that's available too. Okay, so I want you guys to know that. Let me see if we have any questions. Okay, Q. After the 3 months, how much is the champagne room? Great question. Okay. If you continue to work with us on building your content and going to launch, I cover the champagne room for as long as you're an art boss. Okay. If you choose to go on your own after 3 months, then it's $347 a month. The champagne room is $347. If you can't see how to make $347 a month by selling your artwork, you need to be here. We need to build leads and we need to start walking those clients down the path to sale. Great question. Great question. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, I have a few questions that were sent to me over in the messenger. So I'm going to grab a couple of those. If you guys have additional questions, just let me know. Okay, number one, the first question that I'm seeing over in Messenger. Can I get the tool without working with Team Art Boss? I'm like, yes, you can. Okay, so if you don't want to work with us and you just want to start using the tool, you can do the trial and then just keep the tool. It's $347 a month. I'm going to tell you, hint, hint, if you just purchase the do-it-yourself package, I'm taking $50 off. You would save right around $50. So the do-it-yourself package is actually cheaper than just buying the champagne room. Okay, so just something to consider. What's the other person? So someone else said, this sounds like a lot of work. Okay, I'm going to say it again. I said it earlier. Treat your art business with the love and respect that you need to give it so that it will give you back love and respect in the form of cash. Okay. We want to show you the system and the tools that allow for you to start monetizing your artwork. Said at the very beginning, we need to change our free zone into a profit center. And if you don't have a lead generation machine, you'll never be able to stop the cannibalization that happens in your free zone. Okay, so we want to show you the system. You have several choices to do this. We want to show you the system and the strategies and the tools. We can do it for you and then show you what we're doing, or you can choose the do-it-yourself package. Okay, so is it a lot of work? If you choose the do-it-yourself, you're choosing more work. Okay, so for the person who's like, this sounds like a lot of work, we're offering to do all that work for you. Okay. Then there's always a follow-up question about like how many hours is this? Okay. To build your lead generation machine, because we're doing it in the do-it-yourself package 0 hours. Okay, you just need to give us your the clarity on your offer. What are you taking to market, and your an image. That's really all we need. We need a couple images, and we need to know what product you're taking to market. Okay, so if you're starting from scratch, meaning you have 0 emails, you have 0 leads, and you've never sold anything before, in order in that again in the do like done for you package where now you're working on how to close sales, we recommend, okay, if you're starting from 0, you have no idea how to do this, you're going to need 10 to 20 hours a week in the beginning. You're going to be in training libraries, you're going to be in meetings, you're going to be working directly with me and my team to help set it all up. Okay. The goal, I do not know how long it's going to take you to get there based on like how much work you're going to be putting in and how much sales experience you have. The goal is to get you to the place where you're spending 20 minutes a day, what we call your non-negotiable list, which is actually just talking to those 200 leads and figuring out who of the 200 leads you need to talk to. Okay. Not talking to all 200. We're running a system that allows for us to see, like on a weekly basis, maybe 5 or 17 people that you just need to start building a relationship with. Some of them it's just going to be super simple. Like, oh my gosh, I saw that you went to Europe. Looked like an amazing vacation. Heart like on their vacation pictures. Okay. So we're not talking about a lot of work when we've already built the system. We're talking about a 20-minute a day non-negotiable. And when you're doing a selling event, just like if you were going to a new city and setting up a booth and sitting in a parking lot or a field or a gymnasium for a whole weekend, you're in it to win it. Okay. It's a full schedule of finding clients, making offers, and closing sales. We only do that 4 times a year. We do our pop-up shows in the online market 4 times a year. You can do more if you want to. You can do 12 if you want to. But if you just do 4 and you do it in a way that closes 10K, 20K, you're already on your path to 6 figures. Okay, so great question. Thank you for asking that. Now, for someone who's already built a system, like you already know how to find leads, you already know how to close sales, you're going to get at the very beginning, the first couple of weeks, you're going to be 10 hours a week at least inside of the learning of the program and meeting with us. But you're going to more quickly get to the 20 minute a day non-negotiable. Okay. So, all right, let me see. I have a few more questions coming in, but just going to make sure I get everybody. Okay. This is a great question. I'm going to give a real quick summary. People tell me that they love my art, but no one buys. Like, we just spent a little more than an hour. We spent about an hour and a half. Okay. This is what it comes down to. Don't make the mistakes. Run the system and get help. Okay. But here's what it comes down to. See who is getting ready to purchase, collect their information, track them, make curated offers, and close them. That's how you do it. That's how you take people from the point where they're like saying, I love your artwork, but not buying. You need to insert that. See who, collect their information, their contact information, start talking to them, track what they're saying, make the curated offer super important, and then close them. Okay. So great question. That's exactly what we can work with you. If you're someone who wants the full entire program, you're like, I don't just need to find leads. I need to also know how to connect with those leads and close those leads. This right here, this call calendar, launch.karenahuha.com/book, we'll talk about the options that you have. Okay, so great question. What do I do with the leads after I get them? Making sure again that I don't have any other questions. Okay, what do I do with the leads? Start talking to them. We have to start talking to them. In the Done For You product, that's why I love it. Okay, the Done For You product, we're building all your assets so that you can literally start walking your leads down the path to sale. As soon as you have 100 people, you can start closing. There's sales in there. Remember the one slide that I showed you? It's the truth bomb. Your leads are your assets, and there's sales in your lead, in your lead buckets. That's what we're using. We're no longer trying to sell to the 2 billion people in our social media. We're actually just talking to the people who said, hello, tell me more. And we're saying, it's nice to talk to you. Here's the more. Okay. So what do? We need to start talking to them, and we need to start moving towards virtual selling events that allow for us to close the big sales. Okay. So, I have a couple more questions, just making sure that nobody has one left over. Just going to cover these while we're kind of closing down. Okay. So let me think here. I'm going to pop over here because I want you guys let's do it this way as I'm kind of answering the rest of the questions. Okay, here. This is from the challenge, but the link to grab a call with me is the same. So if you're sitting going, I'm not really sure which offer I should take, okay, grab a call with me. We'll unpack it together and we'll figure out what you need to do next. Here are the two offers. If you want us to do it for you, it's the very first link on the top, the lead DFY. And if you're like, nope, I'm ready just to go with a do-it-yourself package, there you go for that one. That do-it-yourself package is $50 less than if you just went and paid for the champagne room with Melissa. I'm offering you a discount. Okay, so I'm able to do that and I'm passing along that discount to you guys. All right. What if it takes me more than 3 months? Like, yeah, all this will take you more than 3 months. Okay. Building a 6-figure art business is going to take more than an hour of explaining the system. It's going to take more than just 3 months. We're going to spend the first 3 months building your leads, and we're going to forward pace you and open up all the libraries so you can see what's coming. If you want a high converting sales event, we need to work with you on that. We're going to A to Z help you walk through that, make sure that you are doing the things that get the results. It's really easy when you're out there on your own to go off course and not be able to self-correct because you have no idea that you're off course. Okay, so we want you to have a super high performing art business. You have to collect the leads. And once you have the lead collection, you need to start working on connecting with those leads. And once you're connecting with the leads, you need to work on refining your selling events. It typically takes 1 year for a business who's producing like $0 to $100 a month to get to 8K. At least 1 year. We've seen artists go faster. We've seen like Miss Kate went from, she's like, before I came on board, I was making 5K a year. And in the first 6 months of working with you, I made $80,000. Okay. So we see artists who go really fast. Okay. She followed the formula. She did the work. She closed the sales. Okay. Perfect. Let me think here. Any other questions? Just kind of as we're just kind of finishing this up. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions. Either I was super thorough or y'all sent me messages in Messenger, but I want you guys to know this. You can do this. You can do this. This is the first time I'm making the do-it-yourself offer. I want you to be successful. That's why we're providing also the workshop so that you have videos that you can watch and rewatch. It's a really amazing way to use and get all these tools and have someone show you how to set it up. Okay, so if that's something you want to do, right? We already talked about, I need for you to say okay on those three things. If you're going to go for the do-it-yourself, you're okay with the fact you're going slower. You're okay with the fact that you're going to have to watch and rewatch videos over and over. And you're okay with having to pay for the additional support you may or may not need if you actually need for us to kind of jump in and work on these with you. Okay, so you guys, you are amazing. I absolutely want you guys to be taking the very first step that you need. Once again, for those of you who are interested in having just the whole entire system built out with you and for you, not just have the lead generation, but also being able to connect with your leads where we write your content for you, and also be able to do the selling weekends where we start automating your whole entire launch strategy. That offer is still available to you. If you want the whole entire package, just grab a call with me right down here, launch.karenahuja.com. For those of you who want to do it more in steps, you just want to work first on lead generation, then you're going to work on content and then in connecting, and then you're going to work on your launch events. You can do it in segments. Okay, so that's something that you're going to have the ability to do as well. Okay, so all right, super excited. Thanks for hanging out with me today in my bedroom while everybody else was hanging out in all the different rooms of my house. So thanks for doing that. And I will see you guys later on this week for the VIPers. So for all the people who are a VIP from either the Art Boss Challenge or the VIP signups for this lead generation class, I'm going to be reaching out to you personally. I'm going to be seeing if you need any support. You guys have access to that next step, the signature offer. So I'm going to make sure that you're in those training modules, that you have access, but sometimes it can be tricky to get in. I'm making sure that you have access and you're getting in and you're taking those next steps. So for those of you who are moving forward, I can't wait to talk to you. For those of you who are like, you know what, I just need to wait a little bit longer. Okay. This is the last day you will see the 4K offer and get the $1,000 off. And I'm going to tell you that $1,000 is what you're going to use to pay for your Facebook ads. So it's time to do it. All right. Okay, you guys have a great one, and I will talk to y'all later.